I'll definitely start repairing this shit if you want me to just roll for it.
Well, Bubba, why don't you make a stealth roll?
Can I assist him with a taunt, Caleb, as I see my cousin start heading over towards the tractor and the Arbiter start heading off with Kaz?
Certainly.
What was his reaction to us talking about maybe hiring the crew?
Yeah, let's cut back over there. We see him. He's got Bubba in his peripheral vision as like Bubba starts to walk towards him. And as Jethro says that,
So why don't you just hire my brother here temporarily, have him repair it?
I think he responds with, if you wanted to be a contractor for us, that's like an intensive process. You have to be approved. It has to go kind of through the board in a way. Like, you understand what kind of problems it would cause if we could just hire someone on the spot, right? None of you are licensed. If you mess up anything, it's our fault. And not only is it our fault, but it's double our fault because we let you do it and you messed it up.
And then at this point, Keaton sees Bubba start heading over towards the tractor, and Keaton kind of like takes a step in the opposite direction. Well, now you're just being a little bitch. I'm gonna roll my taunt. I'm gonna use my edge to re-roll that once.
Oh,
That's a 4.
okay. I'll roll some spirit opposed to make it a little fun. Oh God! I just rolled.
Well,
We're gonna have to knock this dude
What's
out.
that called? Cab cars?
Boxcars.
Box
baby.
cars.
Cars.
Cap cars.
Cap cars.
Oh my
Again?
God.
Double,
no.
double six.
Fuck.
What are the chances? Holy shit, that's so infrequent. Okay, here we go again. I got another 6.
Holy shit.
6, 12,
18.
20. Well, your taunt goes really well, Keaton. He just swings at you.
Oh, that's what happens?
Oh, I thought it was the opposite.
I thought with
I thought it was
such
the
a high
exact opposite
spirit,
of
yeah,
that.
he
You think?
completely brushes it off.
He doesn't
Oh.
fall for the taunt.
He doesn't fall for it, right?
Oh, you're right.
He keeps his
You're taunting.
composure.
Yeah,
He can
defending
just tell
against
they're
it.
You're
like,
right.
yeah, I got these
You're right.
assholes. They can't do anything.
All right, you're right. He straightens up with a wry smile on his face. Listen, if you want to start something, go ahead. I don't know who you work for, but man, you'll go away for a long time if you want to start something with me.
Keaton kind of gives him another big shit-eating grin and steps like right up into his face. I don't think you're gonna win that. First of all, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. Second of all, my name's Keaton Crow.
Oh my God. There it is, Roscoe.
Oh, I see how it is. Well, what business do you have messing with the Leons up here if you're friends with Max?
Well, I was just trying to get up the fucking Sun River. I told you I would pay all the fees and blah, 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 but you didn't give a shit, so...
I think you're just too stupid to understand how licenses work. I'm gonna give you a Benny for giving your name away, which I assume you only did because you rolled so well.
Yeah.
With that, Bubba, let's make a stealth roll.
Oh, God. All right. Well, maybe I'll get lucky. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna give him any negatives because nothing worked.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
This guy's nuts.
Speed of 9, Cameron.
Okay, I'm gonna Benny.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 2 again. I'm not gonna Benny again. I mean, I'm like 6'5" or something like that. I don't know if I
Yeah,
gave
it's
a
broad
specific
daylight.
yet.
You
Yeah.
walk in his peripheral vision. He like turns to you and he's like, "Hey, asshole! I told you to stop!" And he just starts marching towards you.
I grab him by the back of his collar and spin him around, and then grab him by the front of his collar and I pull him up real fucking close. You're gonna let us do this fucking shit? Or I'm gonna knock all your fucking teeth out. I'm gonna roll intimidation.
First things, make a opposed fighting roll with me. I'm giving
Okay.
this guy D6 and everything because he's kind of a shithead, just an average guy, okay?
Okay. I only got a 3. Jesus Christ.
I blew up another 6. So you grab him, you pull him close, and then you just hear a gun cock in your belly. I'm trying to enforce my license, asshole, and the crows are on very thin water. You don't have 6 months left in your fucking family. And maybe you don't have more than 6 minutes left. So how about you step off and know your place? Because the name Keaton Crow doesn't mean shit to anybody but my brother.
Oh God. Oh God.
Wait, Caleb, can I just keep going? I mean, he's clearly busy,
Oh,
right?
don't do it, dude.
Yeah, roll repair, man.
Will he know?
He's going to know you repaired it. There's going to be a lot of consequences that stem from this scene, but you can go ahead and repair it if you like.
Okay, so Bubba is looking at this, and I think he just mounts 5 minutes over to Keaton. What does Keaton do?
God damn. Against everything in Keaton's bloodstream right now, he puts his hands up, he takes a step back, and he waves to Bubba to come over. Just so you know, you really just pissed off the Arbiter, and you just pissed off the crows. I hope the 10K that you make off of that machine is fucking worth it.
Now, you said you waved to Bubba,
2 fingers like, come over here.
like instead of repairing.
Yeah, instead of repairing.
Okay.
What do you think, Bubba? It's up to you.
I mean, he'll just shrug and walk over. Clearly, there's a big-ass thing going down over here.
Okay. This guy steps back, gives you a cocky smile, uncocks his pistol, holds it in one hand, and takes a few steps back. Well, I guess you can hurry up and wait with everybody else then, huh?
Yeah, we start walking back. Keaton pulls, as he's like walking back, he reaches down into his pants and pulls a pistol out and then just shoots out all 4 of his tires.
What the fuck, dude?
Holy moly.
Looks back towards him like, are you going to escalate this further?
Damn. What is everybody else doing?
I mean, at this point, Dorian was sort of sitting back watching this volley of words back and forth.
Can't even get a word in.
He couldn't get a word in edgewise. You see him sort of lift his visor a couple of times and squint. And he goes to mention, hey, so what is it you really looking to get at it? And then there's a pistol pulled in. And Dorian will take a couple of steps back and try to get out of his view as all of this goes on. And then he's going to try to step around so that he can disarm this guy and knock that pistol out of his hand.
Oh my god.
Yikes, this is getting out of control, gentlemen.
You guys are
necessary.
going the fuck up route?
Listen,
I wasn't doing shit.
wait.
Don't say you guys.
Yeah, you just shot out his tires.
Dorian's
Yeah,
other
but
idea
that's like a petty, like, sure, you like we had to back down, but you're gonna have road assistance come out here.
You shot out 4 tires with a gun.
Yeah,
You
but I
pulled a
didn't
gun
hit
and
the
started
guy.
shooting into a fucking traffic jam, dude.
So, Dorian, if you want to disable him, I think this is an opposed fighting roll, my dude.
No, I think Dorian's gonna cut back to he really wishes that Bubba had a plow on the truck.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
clearly gonna solve this problem way faster than waiting 5 minutes to get it fucking fixed or to wait 12 hours or 2 days for it to show up. So Dorian's going back to the big rig.
Jethro just like shakes his head, looks up when he shoots out these tires, and just kind of puts out a hand to Roscoe as this like a symbol of peace. Like, hey, hold on just a minute. Don't pull your gun just yet.
Yeah, he looks furious. His face is turning bright red. Some of his hair has like frizzed out a little bit from all of this, so it's not like neatly kempt anymore. It's like coming out the sides and like weird bangs. You better have something very good to say because whoever this is to you, he just fucked up very badly.
I think we can both agree this got a little out of hand, yeah?
Yeah.
Listen, we'll pay for the damages to your vehicle, no problem. And then some.
What damages? What are you talking about? That's battery. That's vehicular battery.
How far are we from the chariot?
He parked a while back, man.
He did, but like how far?
He's a fast guy, dude. He's a fast guy.
I got parkour. Like how far is it really?
What's fun? 100 feet?
100 feet? That seems fine. Yeah,
That seems short, but
he's gonna wait until he gets probably like 1 or 2 cars deep into the pile, and then he's gonna start running up on hoods and stuff like that to get back to the big rig.
Oh my
okay,
god.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, why don't you roll your what is that? Athletics with free running +2?
Yes.
If we call it climbing as he's climbing up on the vehicles.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
It's a 4, so 6.
Okay, yeah, no problem. You start running on roofs, people start shouting at you. Maybe your brothers and Felix look a little bit confused, but yeah, you start running back towards the big rig. Cut back to Jethro and this guy, unless anybody else wants to do anything.
Jethro, do you have any idea what you're doing, or do you want backup?
I was just going to try and talk him down and then compromise with him.
All right, so Bubba joins Jethro. Whoa. Yeah, we'll fix up your tires real quick. In fact, I think our friend here, Keaton, has 4 spare tires that we could change out real quick with you.
Do you have 4 spare tires?
He's
No.
talking about taking his.
I'm gonna take
Tires off of his
Keaton's
truck.
tires
Off of
because
his
that was a
truck.
dumb fucking move, dude.
So maybe this guy understands what you're saying when you say that. So since you haven't done one yet, how about you make a persuasion roll, Bubba, and then get a +1 because I think Jethro has a calming, chill presence.
All right. I'm not great at this either.
At a -2 because he's got a permanent -2.
Yeah.
Wait, do I?
No,
Yeah.
this guy has
This
a
guy,
permanent
This
yeah.
-2.
situation's fucked.
Yeah, this
okay.
situation's fucked. It's telling me that's what I should do, so I did it.
It makes sense, especially after what just happened.
Yeah. It actually might even just be higher.
Should be a -4, 1 for each tire.
You should be at a net -1 day. What does that bring you to?
That brings me to a Benny. 4.
So at the end of the 3rd round, we count up your tokens. You guys got 2 tokens. Here's what it says, okay? Let's figure this out. The target isn't truly convinced, but provides the minimum amount of support possible.
Okay.
Well, that's good enough.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
an improvement over what we have.
So he's not drawing a gun, right?
Yeah, not drawing a
That's
gun.
the important thing here.
Yep. Minimum amount of support. That probably sounds like You're going to take the tires off his car.
Fair's fair.
Yeah, fair's fair. Okay, that sounds good, but is he going to shoot me? He's deranged. I don't know why my brother is friends with this guy. Why are you guys friends with him?
Bubba just kind of shrugs.
Well, it doesn't matter, but please repair those tires and then we're done here. You need to get out of here before he shoots me or I shoot him. That seems like the minimum amount, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're not going to get to repair these.
The whole reason that Keaton was so pissed off is because if we concede to him, we lose 6 hours. There's a chance that we miss the thing that we need to keep our fucking license, which is this information at this race that we could miss.
Yeah.
You will probably miss the race if you can't make it through here.
Right.
So Dorian is going to the chariot. Like, we stopped because, the law and rules of the road is sort of polite to do that. But like, what's the situation actually like from here to getting the big rig out of here?
Just a -1 to take it off the road and across the muddy like side trail, because it's kind of sloped too on the edge. It's kind of like a 15-degree grade. So you'd have to drive around the cars in this mud and then pull up back into the road where the excavators are.
Are you just figuring out if you can just straight up drive through it?
Yeah, I mean, I almost don't. I don't know if Dorian's too concerned about a lot of the cars. So like, if we bump a few of them, is it really all that bad?
Right. Failure, I think, means you still get through. Critical failure means you're stuck. But yeah, failure means you hit a couple cars.
Yeah, he's going to try to drive through this, and we'll just push our way through. If the excavators are busted, it's fine. If they're busted here or if they're busted 15 feet over there, and I'll just go on through. It's fine. My 6 blew up. That's a 9 minus 1. That's an 8.
So you don't hit any cars. You essentially pull off onto this muddy shoulder and drive your way around the traffic jam. There are some people that have like set up tents on the side of the road just waiting for this thing to clear. Some people sitting on the top of their vehicles that just saw you run over their vehicles. And some of them are flipping you off. Some of them are yelling at you.
I fucking honk his horn for him.
So then as this horn honks, everybody sees the big rig like pull up back onto the road kind of beautifully. You didn't hit anybody. It's kind of textbook driving.
Yeah, he knows how.
And now this thing is just rolling, sitting, idling, pulls up in front of Jethro, Roscoe, and Bubba.
Hey, did we get that all worked out? We got our man working on this excavator.
You're not making this easier, Dorian.
I'm sorry, who you talking to? My name's Decker. I don't know who. Anyway.
It's too late for that. Listen, Roscoe, we're obviously in the wrong here, but I'm sure you want to get through this just as much as we do, don't you? What are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
I'm just here to enforce our license and make sure that no bumfucks decide to repair their shit without talking to us.
Gotcha. Let me ask you one thing. Are you yourself qualified to make repairs?
No, I don't do that sort of thing.
Yeah, but from a contractual standpoint, would you be qualified to do so? Being a member of the Leon family, after all.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
So who's to say maybe you make these repairs? You could be a hero to all these people. But in reality, it would be my brother here.
Well, at this point, there would be a lot of witnesses. If anybody squealed and said, oh, I didn't do the repairs, which, by the way, there's no way to prove that I did them because I can't do them, we could threaten our license. And the arbiter's here, watching.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that arbiter.
I get what you're doing, but I do not trust that man over there.
Yeah, me either. That's the problem. If you don't let us do something about this, I got a bad feeling that truck's going to be causing a little more damage to those vehicles.
What if I could go back to my dad with something to sweeten the pot?
That's not going to work for us. We got a little bit of a party to get to. We only got a few hours to do it.
Well, I don't need anything right now. I just need a little exchange of promises and, maybe a verbal contract or two done in front of an arbiter.
What kind of contract?
I don't know. What do you have to offer?
I fucking hate this guy so much.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think Dorian is speaking up only because I would only be saying what Keaton's saying.
Money.
Well, like I said, we're going to make a boatload of that. I'm not sure you have that to spare. So maybe we could come to some other sort of arrangement. Oh, maybe. I've been trying to get my hands on an edict for a while.
Is he trying to extort my brother?
Yeah.
Can I hear that shit?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I'm sorry, folks. No, we're gonna see if maybe the chariot can excavate a little. I don't want to wait for this. This is ridiculous. Yeah, we're getting through.
So you're gonna ram a clump of trees.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were trying to
Bubba.
plow through the equipment.
Well,
No.
no. I was willing to bring it over and like winch it off to the side, but like, I mean, if it's already out of the way, we only need to get through. Keaton's already lost his wheels, so I'll just make space for us and we'll get through and he can ride with us. That's Dorian's head. That's where he's going. going. He's going through those trees.
But just a scene set, right? It's a bunch of fallen trees, it's a bunch of mud, it's a bunch of branches, and you want to take a semi-trailer and ram it.
On monster truck wheels.
I mean, it sounds like I'll be going over it then, right?
God damn you.
Guys, this is a bus on wheels.
This is a bus on wheels.
They can do anything, baby.
What are you, stupid? There's a bus on wheels.
I mean, you want to stop him? Because what else are we going to do?
All right, my dude, make a driving roll.
Yeah. But like, he's doing this for low end torque. He's not going for high speed.
Oh, yeah, sure. -4.
Can't Kaz and the Arbiter do something?
I'm sure we could.
Nobody called them over.
All right, what's the deal, Marshall? It looks like a 1 from here with a -4.
I don't want to get you stuck, so
Well,
I'll spend a
I
benefit.
think we're past that.
You're in it
but
now,
okay.
man.
Yeah, I don't want to
Use those bennies.
stuck in it though. Still a 1.
You got any fancy cars we could use? Maybe action cars? You just succeed or something? Maybe
I mean,
something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
anybody got an adventure card?
So I do. I have a card called Out of the Frying Pan. Play to get the party out of some troublesome or deadly incident.
can he have played that before the ramming?
This leads to some other trouble, however,
Oh, well, I guess
yeah,
I set
well,
the trouble up for you.
Well,
huh?
that's pretty.
such as capture, escape to a new location with its own harrowing adventure, or the sacrifice of a noble ally.
Well, I think it's pretty clear. You get the big rig over, right?
I mean, that sounds pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got monster truck tires.
Yeah.
As Alex said, it's a bus on
It's a
wheels,
bus on
baby.
wheels, yeah.
It's a bus on wheels,
Yeah.
dude.
It is a bus on wheels. 18
So-
of them even.
Oh man, have you seen videos of those test rigs for cars where they're just jangling back and forth? The suspension's going crazy, the tires are
Yeah.
popping up in each direction. It's like that. You try to go slow and you realize that's not going to work as you get stuck, and then you jam it. A log goes like flying underneath the car and then back out as the big rig, as the chariot takes off over these trees onto the other side.
Nice.
And let's have Jethro, Keaton, Roscoe, and Bubba make athletics rolls, agility rolls,
Have you
to
guys,
dodge the log that's flying backwards and just flat.
No.
I got an 11, baby.
Yeah, same.
6.
Great. So Bubba and Roscoe are just going to become shaken, which in this scenario doesn't mean anything. Those of you that got a raise are going to be able to jump out of the way. You want to describe that?
Yeah, I think that Keaton is kind of far away. He's like right next to his car. And so like the log has lost a lot of its momentum by the time it gets to him. And he kind of just like ducks back behind his car.
I think that Jethro sees the writing on the wall as soon as this thing starts moving. He sees the trees, and he puts himself in a position where he's not in the direct line of fire
Yeah,
of
good
these
call.
trees
Good
or
call.
debris flying back.
I think Roscoe tries to jump it, but then his leg catches and he just face plants in the mud. Bubba, how do you get a little dirty, a little hit?
Bubba had no idea that the chariot was just going to start taking off anyways. So I think he was just kind of standing there in absolute disbelief as Dorian just kind of takes his pride and joy and slams it into a bunch of trees, more or less. So I think he's just kind of very distracted and distraught. So I'm sure a bunch of splinters and stuff gets blasted into him as he's kind of just huddled down.
Roscoe stands up slowly as we see Dorian lean out the driver's window and look back at the crows.
Holler out.
And he just he holds up a shaking finger at everyone and makes eye contact with each of you, points at you,
Got a
and
visor
goes,
on. Got a visor, the hood's up.
"You're fucking dead. You're fucking dead, Keaton."
We didn't repair anything, asshole. Nothing says we can't pass the road, just that your machines can't do it.
We'll see how well your daddy can protect you in court, motherfucker.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we will.
Jethro starts walking back towards Keaton. Gonna be hard to get down to that courthouse without any tires.
Is somebody gonna fix my car?
That deal's off the table now. You had your chance.
Kaz, can I bother you for maybe a ride?
Oh, of course. Where are you heading?
My friend hosts a small game of tilt every once in a while, and I'm on my way to his ranch. People out here call him Sly. What a coincidence.
Wow, what a
Wow, what a
coincidence.
coincidence.
This guy, huh?
That's good storytelling.
Kaz is astute enough to not let the reaction come onto his face, and instead just replies with, "Felix, today could not be any more perfect. We are in fact ourselves on the way to Sly's ranch as well. We are on our way to compete in this game of tilt. I do have a massive favor to ask, though, and I will owe you one if you agree.
Well, of course, I'm already indebted to you in a way.
Yeah. This isn't against that. This is sort of a personal Felix to Kaz situation. We're going there incognito. Would you be willing to play along with our farce? And he gives him a wink.
I think this is the first time you've seen this man's face break at all. He looks confused for half a second before returning to his mask. I wouldn't want to out anyone under any circumstances, so yep, that will be no problem.
Great.
We can talk about the details on the way, perhaps.
Great. Then you absolutely can ride with us. Do you like death metal? Or what kind of music does Dorian play? What's Dorian's genre?
Oh,
Yeah, what is
man.
Dorian's genre?
I don't know if he's got like a genre at this point,
that's
right? It's
so
almost
cool.
like it's like
God.
avant-garde,
true that's so cool.
it's
Okay,
experimental. It's somewhere between like the prog rock.
Okay. Well, then you simply must ride with us. Dorian has been giving us just a couple of sneak previews of his new album, and they are incredible.
Now, I take it there is no way we can help my friends out here and clear the road. It seems like your compatriots may have put a hamper in that. Yes?
I feel like there's a big chariot-sized hole in the road, right?
No, you drove
went
over.
What are the chances I can get my car over that?
0%, dude. 0%. I'm sorry,
that's cool.
but I think the way it plays out, I think that has to happen.
Well, that makes sense with the card, right?
The car.
Yeah.
Oof. Felix, I would love to help your friends, but unfortunately, the only way that could possibly happen is if you were to put a temporary injunction on the Leon family monopoly and allow us to do the repairs here. That would be a bold move for so early in your tenure, but I could understand why that wouldn't be the right place to invest your capital at this particular moment.
Because these are people whose livelihoods are being threatened, and as you said, it would be a bold and unthinkable move for me to do that at this stage. However, it seems to me that your family's capital with the Leons has been thoroughly burned to the ground. What's one more notch against your family for a simple job for your brother?
As they say, the boldest lion gets shot first. He grins at him. But whatever choice you would like to make will be completely separate from the crows. As you said, we have already expended our capital and I believe found our own solution. You're more than welcome to come with us, but anything else here, that's yours. All yours.
I guess once again, the cost falls to the unincorporated for the incompetence of the elite.
That is so well said. The perfect description of the tragedy of our current culture. Maybe someday that'll be fixed, Felix. Maybe someday soon.
Someday soon. Someday soon.
Dorian's got some music that's really making an impact. Should we round Bubba up?
Is there room in this thing?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like, is there enough seats, or are we gonna have to sit in the?
Have you ever sat in a school bus or anything like that?
like the kind with wheels?
Yeah.
He walks over to the farmer. The farmer gets very angry for a moment, and then it seems like they come to some sort of conclusion. They clasp hands, and he starts walking towards the big rig. All right, everybody gets in. You're in this fucking school bus.
Wait. Are we fixing this guy's car?
No, we're not
No,
fixing
fuck
the
this
car.
guy.
No, fuck him.
Wait
a minute, but I have to leave.
Yeah, we have to leave your car. We should just have a little scene there. Jethro's walking back to Keaton, realizing now they're going to have to abandon this car. You know, it's a real shame, Keaton. I think you guys would have been good friends. You have a lot in common.
Who, me and Roscoe?
That's right.
Okay.
What are you going to do with your car?
Well, I guess I'm gonna fucking leave it here, aren't we? The little prick won't let anybody fix his shit.
You okay with that?
I mean,
Not gonna be able
no,
to
but I
race
don't have
it.
another fucking option. Listen, we can't fucking pass this chance up.
Bubba comes up and looks directly at Keaton. Tears are streaming down his face. He pulls out a orange prescription bottle, pops a blue pill, and the tears almost stop immediately. Well, Keaton, are you gonna help me move these tires over or not?
First of all, what the fuck was that?
Allergies.
No, what? He's gonna get my tires? He's stopping all this fucking shit up. He leans in. But wait, he's putting our fucking livelihoods at risk. Our monopoly. If we don't get there and get this information right now, we could lose everything. That's what he's fucking risking for us. Don't you get that?
You're putting our livelihood at risk by pulling out that gun. Now, are you gonna help me or not?
That's what you were risking for us.
Listen, I did everything I could to fix this shit. Nobody else said anything, did they? Nobody else wanted to help me.
You wouldn't let us.
Yeah, sure, I did fucking whatever. You know what? Sure, he wants my fucking tires. He wants some help with the fucking tires. Fine.
Keaton.
Fine.
Keaton.
What? What?
Slow down. Breathe. This is your problem right here.
Oh, is this my problem? My problem's I'm gonna have a fucking car on fucking cinder blocks out here in the goddamn fucking wastes.
We'll get it back. Now get the tire iron. It'll calm us down, all of us.
Should've left your ass out in the fucking desert. Like,
Yeah.
reaches into his trunk and starts pulling out his, like, tire iron and starts getting to work.
We get a few shots of you swapping over the tires in kind of angry silence. Not a word is exchanged with Roscoe as you make it into the chariot, climbing into the big rig. Bubba taking the driver's seat, the rest of you piling in back. Are there seats in here for everybody?
I assume no. There would be a pilot, co-pilot kind of seat situation. And then from there, there's like places to lounge, but not necessarily like sit and stuff like that.
But what's in the back? Are you hauling a trailer or is it just the truck?
There's like a workbench and stuff like that.
So there's a room back there?
Yeah, for sure. Everyone can fit back there.
Okay, so there's a bunch of us in the sleeper cab, so then it's probably you and Felix up in the seats and everybody else in the sleeper cab.
Or in the trailer with his workbench and all that.
Yeah, so it's like a normal trailer that you've like turned into a home almost back there?
Think about a fucking school bus
Yeah.
with a fucking big-ass jack on the back that you can hook a trailer to. There's no trailer to it.
Oh, I
It's
see.
just like, it's a sleeper cab. It's like fucking
Well,
25
where's the
feet long.
workbench you were talking about?
I was imagining a trailer.
He got a fucking trailer over all that shit?
It's a
Well,
big ass
maybe
It
they
truck.
don't
was,
have-
it was a -1 and then it was a -4. I mean,
Damn, okay.
yeah.
I imagine the trailer is back there, but we can also just say that we left it back there.
Seems like I'm the only one who didn't think there was a trailer on it, so it sounds like there's a fucking trailer.
So is it a trailer with like home stuff in it? Is it so it's a workbench? What else is back there?
Yeah, workbench, and then I don't know. I never really thought about this.
Maybe you got a shower set up back there. Is that unreasonable?
Yeah, a tiny little shower wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah,
Plenty of
little-
batteries, right? On one of the walls or something.
yeah, for sure. Dorian, were you staying in here too?
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Then yeah, there's a pretty decent sized bed,
Yeah.
maybe two.
That
and-
means there's a studio
I
in
was
the back.
well, no, he doesn't need a whole studio. No,
Yeah.
it's super easy, man.
But you got some microphones. You got an amp back there.
He's got, like, gear.
He's got gear that he could probably fit.
So it's a fifth wheel.
Yeah, I
He's got a
imagine
fifth wheel
his
back
thing.
there.
Yeah, I imagine he's got like almost like an RV that is the truck itself,
Yeah.
and then it's got the hitch on the back, so that it's effectively like glamping everywhere he goes.
bingo. That's what I've been picturing in my head.
So we can fit in the trailer.
Okay, sweet. Well, with that, you load up and you take off trucking on the Sun Trail. It's another 3 hours down the Sun Trail. A lot of destruction again everywhere, these large canyon walls. Some sections the wind gets really bad and we can feel the chariot get rocked side to side. The heads-up display on the windshield giving like accurate wind readings as we see like a spinner on top of the cab. And after a while, reaching towards the sun, it's getting a little bit hotter. It's probably 90 degrees outside. You're getting closer to the edge of where the sun can like just straight touch you all the way down from the sky. The sort of sunset is gone away. It's just like red on the horizon, right? But you're still in the canyon, so the sun's being blocked. When I think you come over a little crest of a hill and we see the ranch sign set above the road as you pull off into Sly's ranch. Okay, I don't have anything for this ranch, y'all. Okay, so let's build it together. I kind of know what the racetrack looks like. I kind of know what the viewing platform looks like, but I want to know the whole expanse here, He probably raises a lot of livestock. He probably does earth livestock like cattle and pigs, maybe little tiny horse pony things for pets, for the corporate elite. Little tiny horse pony things.
But he's still like in the canyon, right? So he's probably got like a bunch of different terraced platforms where he's got the different pens for each of his, little critters he's got set up.
Like rice fields.
Yeah.
Something like those, or like South American Incan type steps like that.
Yeah. totally.
Yeah, and I wonder, is he built on a plateau in the canyon, or is he maybe built into the side of the canyon so that like there's a overhang of cliff face above it where then his house is beneath it?
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, it's literally like in a cave almost, but most of the structure is the stone of the canyon wall.
What's that one, like, it's from Indiana Jones where they go to the Holy Grail. You know, it's like the very super famous temple where it's like carved into a man.
Petra?
Yeah. Is it like that?
Yeah, it's like Petra, but with a lot of modern design influences, right? Like a little bit unheard of in the Sun River, large tempered glass panels that like reflect the light into a weird blue. Kind of a little bit Petra, kind of a little bit Tony Stark's house from Iron Man 3, kind of that one dude's house you pulled down in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, I imagine the cave like pretty deeply set, so like almost all the buildings are kind of in a big U shape with a massive central courtyard. So like there's a barn going into the right side of the rock. The house is directly back.
Oh, like a little alcove in the canyon?
Yeah, like not just a building like straight against the rock face, but like the rock face has been carved back and in.
And then adjacent to all that, I think he makes a lot of use out of a really extravagant, well, it's an extravagant in price, but it's a very rustic looking racetrack that's directly adjacent to the building. And it's been carved in such a large swath that there's like a hole, like an artificial arch has been made through this canyon wall going uphill onto the other side. And if we get an overhead shot of it, we can see that the stone has been covered in asphalt in this kind of mostly round circular track. It's got a few little twists and turns. It's not quite a NASCAR track, but it's not exactly a Formula One track either. There's not many hairpin turns on the thing. It's got concrete barriers set up to stop crashes around the side, along with a lot of hay bales set up in front of those to kind of like lessen the crashes. There's bleachers set up, but one side of them, the side that is kind of facing the sun, even though it's built into the canyon wall, that's like a solid wall. So you only sit on one side of these bleachers, and there's many of those. There's like a dozen of those. You probably could fit like 300 people viewing a race around this track, and you see the reason for that as you come down into the valley. There's an archway all the way through where the top part of the track, it takes a steep incline. It goes uphill on one part of the track, and just barely, for a few seconds every race, the racers are in direct sunlight.
Ooh. Hot damn.
So it's a bit of a stark contrast, right? You kind of have this futuristic building next to this rustic racetrack, next to the smell of cow shit, next to these terraced concrete platforms, that have been built up and soil put on top as you drive up. You pull up to the house. Don't think there's a valet or anything. There's just a big space that's been set up where lots of vehicles are parking. There's no one really dealing with it. There's a lot of people drinking outside just in this big parking lot. I assume you guys pull up there.
Yeah, definitely.
You pop out. You start walking up to the house. Definitely not the crowd Kaz is used to, but everybody else is fitting in just fine, Looks like a lot of farmers and ranch hands already blazed and drunk out of their minds, just having a good time. The party's spilling out of this house, and it seems like you can just walk in.
Oh, well, definitely
that's cool.
Just walk in, yeah.
We walk into this expansive floor, glass windows all behind you. It's almost like you're just standing on the edge of a cliff. They've taken the stone that was already here and just polished it to such a beautiful shine, and then filled the cracks with like a gold acrylic before sealing them. So it sort of gives this impression of gold veins running through the floor as you walk on it. People everywhere. I think it's a bit weird to Kaz, especially, not to keep singling you out, but it's weird. There's like no one stopping people. There's no one like checking ideas. There's no one like making sure they're part of the circle that can be here. It just genuinely seems like a lot of people from a lot of different social stratas are all just walking in, getting some drinks, having a good time. There are coolers set out with ice, on the floor and shit. Yeah, no real direction to go.
Bubba turns to Jethro. Well, it doesn't really seem like anonymity is going to be an issue here, huh?
Yeah, that's a pleasant surprise. Now, how the hell are we gonna find this Sly character?
We could ask around, I suppose, but that might oust us.
On frame, Kaz suddenly appears behind the two of them, standing between them, and leans forward. Felix knows Sly. I'm sure he'd be willing to make us the introduction. I am, after all, the one that arranged him to be elected arbiter, so he kind of owes me, guys.
Oh, awesome. All right, so Kaz has got it taken care of. We'll meet up with Sly later. The party's going, so, it sounds like we got to mingle and get an idea for the air of the place. And Dorian sort of winks and smiles and wanders off into the crowd. He's looking for a drink, looking to socialize, and maybe get some information on the race.
Kaz, it's important that he doesn't know who we are.
Felix knows us.
Sly.
Sly can't know
Oh
who we
my
are.
God.
I wasn't there for that conversation.
Yeah, that's fine. Felix knows who we are, and I've briefed him that we are on a secret mission. He won't blow our cover. Don't worry. He's a good guy.
Well, you want us to come with you?
You know, who actually wants to talk to Sly? I have no interest in talking to this man. He sounds abominable.
I think that you have to talk to him. He's not going to like what I have to say.
I know he won't like what you have to say, Keaton. No one likes what you have to say, which is why you talk with bullets.
He's got you there.
Yeah, Keaton kind of gives a hesitation and then just kind of shuts up.
All right, fine. I'll go talk to him. I'll ask Felix to make the introduction. What else do we need? When does the race start? Does anybody even know? There's no host here, and I have no sense of the flow.
We're not here for the race, Kaz.
If somebody heard, Dorian said he was going to head off and mingle. He'll probably figure it out.
Do you even remember what we're here for, Gaz? Do you know why we're trying to meet with this guy?
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
Does he? Do you?
I am focused right now on the first part of the mission, which is finding Sly. And then I'll worry about what I'm going to talk to him about.
Do you remember what Sly did?
Maybe I should go with you.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Two heads better than one. I'm sorry, I'm a little hungover today. Ordinarily, I'd be on my A game, but you also made Emily wait in the car, and she is half of my brain.
I forgot she was there.
Yes, so did I.
I was like, who the fuck is Emily?
It will be fine. Felix will introduce us. I am, of course... Oh, I didn't think of a cover name for Kaz. What's your cover name?
Who, mine?
Yeah, if we're coming in undercover, we would have had cover names, right?
Dorian seems to have been the only one that has one.
No,
I mean, it doesn't matter, right?
I got one too.
Keaton has one and ignored it completely. Yeah.
We need a last name more than a first name.
I don't think we're related to each other.
Mine's gonna be Walters.
Okay.
My name is actually Futurist Giacomo Balla.
All of that?
Great.
Nice. Esquire.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
Good.
Call me
I'll call you
Giacomo.
Giacomo. All right, great. Keaton, everything is going to be fine. Felix will introduce us. I, of course, am going as Harry Callahan, the young but incredibly successful architect from Trin City who just recently landed a contract to construct a new building on the side, not for the Crow family, but for a small, unremarkable family. And then, of course, Jethro's Giacomo.
You can just call me Jay.
Oh, that's even better. Nobody questions a one-letter name. I've never met a one-letter named person and wanted to know more about them.
Though it could be spelled Jay.
Well, is it?
That's for your imagination to decide.
Well, well, it sounds like you guys got this under control, Keaton. Let's go get some grub and some beer.
Yeah, I could use a fucking beer.
Yeah, let's go.
Don't get too drunk.
Thank you, Dad.
Just saying, we don't know what's gonna happen here.
Sounds like it's shots then. Let's go.
All right, Jay, are you ready for this?
Where are you guys headed off to specifically?
We're going to find Felix.
You find him socializing almost immediately. It seems like there's a crowd of people. It seems like he's a real popular guy out here. A lot of people are trying to talk to him. Like someone hands him a beer while you're walking up to him. You guys walk up into the circle, but it's one of those things where you're at a party, there's a conversation going on, and then you walk into the conversation and no one gives a shit that you just joined.
Kaz joins in with really well-timed laughter. How wonderfully delightful. How amazingly droll. If I may for a moment, Felix, could I steal you away?
The entire circle looks to you for a minute.
Of course, friends. Excuse me. I'll be around all day, and if you're here for tilt, which I know you are, I'll be in the card room.
Pleasure to meet you all. I'm sure we'll make the rounds later. Kaz pulls him aside and, Felix, we need you to introduce us to Sly immediately.
Well, maybe we can help each other then. I'm going to take part in tilt, and maybe you could join me at the table if you've brought enough chips. I'm sure Sly wouldn't mind a little action.
He smiles and runs his hand through his kind of greasy hair.
Jethro, have you ever played Tilt before?
No.
Me either.
Even better. You'll be able to talk to him. You'll be stuck in a room with him. And what better way to make friends than to give away all your money.
Well, for one, you could make friends at a beach or a pool.
Both of you will need a racer, and maybe we can scrounge you up a car or two, and then maybe one of your brothers can race on my behalf. And I will have no issue at all bringing you into the room with Sly.
I don't think it would be an issue persuading our brothers to race.
Not at all. They try to kill themselves all the time. I'm sure doing it in front of a crowd would just please them all the more.
Do you still have access to the corporate account, Cash?
Kaz looks at him with absolute shock. Of course. Do you not?
No.
How do you live?
Thank you for listening to Sounds Like Crow's Terminus. If you liked what we do here, please make sure to like and review. That's the best way to help support this show for free. And if you're feeling a bit generous with coin, you can join our Patreon for access to our Discord and be in the ranks of folks such as Greg Gray, Ariel Weiss, Jared, Kirby, and Jeremy Dunlap, along with Prime, David Hayes, Ethan Saperstein. Music on the show is provided by William Ecker, who you can find at musicdirecker.bandcamp.com, or myself. And where can you find the music I produce? Nowhere. it's in the vault. Casted this week is myself as the GM, Caleb Sunstead. You can find me on Twitter at Marshall Caleb. You can find Cameron Reed, who played Keaton Crow, on Twitter at CJReed211. Thanks to him for doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff as well. Thank you to my brother, Isaac Sunstead, who played Kaz Crow, who you can find on Twitter at Abel the Crow. Jethro Crow was played by Alex Horrell, who you can find on Twitter at Alex Horrell. Allie Nesbitt, Marshall Sims, played Dorian Crow, and you can find him on Twitter at Mr. Malicious1. Thanks to our executive producer, Alexandria Majan, on Twitter at Alexandria Majan. I think that's it. We will see you next week.